I bought the cheapest amp modeler I could find from Amazon. Why? Because I do no amp modeling, capturing, or any of that sort of digital amp emulation at all in my whole rig. But there's no denying that the world of digital amp modeling is arguably the way forward. So I wanted to test the waters in a way, and I thought I'd come in at the lower end of things before I invest in something like a neural DSP or a full-blown Helix. So I went on Amazon, typed in amp modeler and sorted from low to high, and this came up. This is a sonicake Matribox. I know nothing about it, and it cost me £94, which for a pedal, you know, that's pretty reasonable. But for a pedal that can model amps, do cabs, has different effects in here as well, so modulation, delay, reverb, different drives as well. That's pretty impressive. So let's have a look. Oh, it's so small. So there you go. On the back we have an input, stereo outs, which is cool. We'll try those out. Then we have an aux in, headphones, which is cool, USB-C, which I am a big fan of. You know, there's big companies releasing flagship products still today not having USB-C, which I think is an oversight from some companies. Okay, so we have the Matribox plugged in. We're actually running stereo out of the two left and right outputs into my audio interface. So we're recording in stereo, which is fun. I thought we'd run through a couple of the factory presets. There's 100 of them, or 99, which is crazy. We won't go through all of them. We'll just select a few at random, and then we'll try and create our own preset from scratch that is more to my own tastes. So this is factory preset number 1. There's a couple of different modes that you can use this pedal. You can use it in preset mode, where these foot switches kind of slide through the different presets, kind of scroll through the different presets, or use it in stomp box mode, so these can engage some different effects. So in this case, we've got like a tube screamer in the front that was on. We can turn that off. We could turn off the delay and reverb. So it's the first preset you load up when you plug in this pedal. I think it fulfills the job of a first preset. It's a bit of fun. I personally don't find those sorts of sounds very inspiring. Does it sound like a real amp? I guess so in some ways. It does sound digital still. You know, I've definitely heard amp emulations that are better, but we need to keep reminding ourselves that this is a £94 pedal. Less than £100. Let's scroll through some more presets. So that to me sounds like a Fender Tweed, although it says 60s, maybe it's more of a deluxe. Can we go into this preset? Okay, so we can go into the preset and see what's actually being used. It's a Fender Bassman. So you can see we've got a few different amp blocks, like maybe would be familiar to Helix users or Quad Cortex users, but obviously it's more simplified with this. On the amp block, we've got the Bassman and then your cab. So you can pick a load of different types of cab. They've matched up the Bassman 410 with the amp, which is cool. Then an EQ, then a modulation effect, delay effect, and a reverb effect. And before then we have an overdrive, and then like a compressor or a wah, which utilizes the foot pedal. Let's add a delay or a different type of delay. I want to try and mess with the stereo-ness of it. So ping pong. Oh, the knobs. Oh, they've got a weird characteristic. If you turn the knob too fast, it kind of accelerates the speed in which you're manipulating it. I'm not sure I like that. You've got to turn the knob quite slowly. kind of cool, kind of cool. Skip forward, we're not going to go through all these presets. So this is Crazy Fuzz. Let's keep going. I want to find something a bit weirder. Don't like that, whatever that is. Don't like that. As with most products like this, even expensive ones like the Quad Cortex and Helix stuff, the factory presets can be a bit hit and miss. I'm not finding too many of these that I actually like. That's quite nice. Often I find with big multi-effects amp modeler type things is that they're more focused towards the higher gain sounds, and I'm actually preferring the cleaner sounds out of this compared to the more driven saturated amp tones. Oh, Octafuzz, that might be fun. It's not fun, doesn't sound good. Okay, let's find a blank preset and start making our own. So first things first, let's find an amp that we like the sound of. This is like a Mesa Boogie type thing. Let's go to the top. There's AC30s, a Superb, maybe that's like a Fender Super. I do like the fact that you can, you know, swap and change your cabs depending on your taste, but that doesn't sound quite right. It sounds very quiet. Oh, you can input your own IRs. That is cool. That is very cool. So there's some user IR slots there. That is really, really cool. I wasn't expecting that. There's a good range of amps here. Again, lots of high gain, you know, your Mesa Boogies, your Bogners, Marshalls. There's one or two Friedman type things and some more bass amps, but I'm kind of wanting something cleaner that I can put an overdrive on. Let's go with a Bassman. Let's find the right cab for the Bassman. We need to do a bit of work on the tone of this. Let's crank up the volume. You know what? Not bad, not bad at all. So in effects block 1, should we add maybe like a compressor? I'm thinking this is just something that we'll leave on all the time. Okay, and let's move on to an overdrive. So this is a 2 screamer. I'm finding that all the overdrive sounds are very muddy and dull sounding. I feel like I've got to crank the tone all the way to max just to get a reasonable amount of bite. That sounds quite cool. We could put a noise gate on. Neither here or there for me. Not desperate for it. So I've also assigned that overdrive to this foot switch. So yeah, that's nice. But I've also got the compressor to be always on. So it's nice that you can assign those different things to different foot switches. Let's move over to a bit of reverb. And this again, I think I'm going to have always on. I'm going to go for a spring. Okay, and now I'm going to add a delay. What else have we got? Thinking if we have that engaged by foot switch 2 as well as a modulation, that can be sort of our, engage that for some weirder sound. So we could have a chorus. That sounds quite nice actually. Flanger. The modulations in this actually sound really good. I don't know what happened there. It did like a pop, didn't it? And again. Okay, cool. I'm actually pretty happy with this preset. I wonder if we can save this. Right, okay, let's just call that Jackson 1. There you go, preset saved. I definitely prefer that to the factory presets, but it's still not great sound. Oh, throwing my pick everywhere. Still not great sounding, but again, we've got to remind ourselves that this is less than £100. I think it's about $120. This video is not sponsored by Sonicake or Amazon even. Literally, I just went and bought this pedal with my own money just to see how it kind of fits in with my own workflow. There's a few more things that we can experiment with. There's a drum machine. I guess that's cool to practice along with. Okay. You get the idea. There's a drum machine. You can do more with this expression pedal. There's a looper as well, which is pretty cool. I guess the next question is, who is this pedal for? I don't know, because I don't know. I don't think I would personally go out and gig this. I don't think it sounds good enough, and I'm maybe not sure the functionality is quite good enough. And say you wanted to change a sound on the fly, to just be able to change the tone on an overdrive pedal, you have to go through a few different menus. Again, I'm not sure that the tones are quite there. The drive tones sound a bit muddy. But I tell you what, who is this good for? I think this is great for students, music students. I think I personally would have loved this as a student, just being able to practice at student halls, with headphones on or just going into an interface, and then be able to take those sounds into lesson or into like a jam or a rehearsal in the evenings. This is a great product for students, and it's also within like a student price budget as well. There's some things that have surprised me in a good way about this thing, just the sheer amount of amp models and cab models, and also being able to put your own IRs in this. That is really excellent, and I wasn't expecting it. I just think that I would actually prefer less amps and less drive pedals, but they sound better. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go down and subscribe. That would really help me out. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.